Good morning, students. Today we are going to read the poem Macavity, the Mystery Cat, with word meanings, explanation, and poetic devices used in the poem. So let's begin with the introduction of the poem Macavity, the Mystery Cat. The poem Macavity, the Mystery Cat is the best known of Eliot's Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats, the only book T.S. Eliot wrote for a young audience. Macavity is also called the mystery cat and the hidden paw, is a master criminal. In this poem, Macavity is portrayed as too clever to leave any evidence of his guilt. One of the main themes in the poem is criminality. Because the poem is a comparison to criminals, Macavity is in fact to draw a comparison to criminals and antisocial elements who are always at a run. Another theme is mischief because although the poem gives us a serious thought, it is written in a very light and playful manner. So, Macavity, the Mystery Cat by T.S. Eliot is a long poem about a villainous and wicked cat. The poem describes how he manages to commit all types of crimes and always escapes from being caught. He breaks all the laws, yet the police fails to catch him. He also has some alibi, that is, companions in crime. The poem is light in tone and theme is not so serious. It is humorous in nature. We will discuss each stanza in detail, line by line, and also learn the meaning of difficult words. So let's begin the poem Macavity, the Mystery Cat. Macavity's mystery cat is called the Hidden Paw, for he is the master criminal who can defy the law. He is the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying squad's despair. For when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. Now the meanings of the difficult word mystery means unknown, a secret. Okay. Hidden paw, given a nickname to the cat. Defy means disobey. Bafflement means confusion and embarrassment. Despair means sadness, hopelessness, pain. Scotland Yard, it's the headquarters of the London police. And flying squad, it's a group of police ready to move into action. Now the meaning of the paragraph. The poet says that Macavity is a mystery cat and is known by the name of Hidden Paw. The first letters of the phrase, please students note down, the first letters of the phrase mystery cat are written in capital. Capital M in mystery and capital C in cat. So the name is particular and proper. Which name is particular and proper? Macavity. Okay. He is known as Hidden Paw. Means he is a symbol of crime and cruelties. That is Napoleon. He is a mysterious cat. Because he is the master criminal and can defy means disobey the law. He is the bafflement means a big confusion of Scotland Yard, and despair means pain. He gives pain to the flying squad, that is a branch of the serious and organized crime command within London's Metropolitan Police Service. The squad's purpose is to, what is the purpose of the squad? It is to investigate robberies. Okay. So in other words, Macavity has made the police of Scotland Yard confused because when the police reaches the scene of crime, after he commits the crime, Macavity vanishes away from the scene. Now the stanza 2. Macavity, Macavity, there is no one like Macavity. He has broken every human law. He breaks the law of gravity. His powers of levitation would make a fakir stare. And when you reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. You may seek him in the basement, you may look up in the air, but I tell you once and once again, Macavity is not there. Meanings of the difficult words. Levitation means the power of raising or floating in the air without any physical support. Fakir means a sage, hermit, or a person who lives without any relations and property. Stare means to look at somebody continuously. Seek means to search. Basement means an underground area. Now the meaning of the stanza. The poet repeats in this stanza the word Macavity that suggests that police are searching for him everywhere. According to the poet, there is no one like Macavity, as he has broken every human law as well as the law of gravity. Law of gravity here means that no one can vanish away, but Macavity does, as he has the ability to rise or float in the air without any physical support. He makes even a fakir stare at his flight in the air. After committing crime, he vanishes away. So when anybody reaches the scene of the crime, he will not be able to find Macavity, though he may search him on the ground, means below, or in the air, that is above. So the poet tells again that he is not there, he is found nowhere after having done the crime, so it's useless to search for him. Now, the third stanza. Macavity is ginger cat, he's very tall and thin. You would know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in, his brow is deeply lined with thought. His head is highly domed, his coat is dusty from neglect, his whiskers are uncombed. He sways his head from side to side with movements like a snake, and when you think he is half asleep, he is always wide awake. Now, the meanings of the difficult words. Ginger cat means a cat whose shape and color is like a ginger. Sunken in. Sunk is the third form of the verb sink, means deep inside. His eyes are sunk deep inside. Whose eyes? Macavity's eyes. Brow means eyebrow. Dome means round shape. Dusty means dirty. Neglect means ignore. Whiskers means long hairs growing near nose or mouth in animals like cat. And sways, it's a movement word. It means moves. Okay. Now the meaning of the third stanza. Here the poet introduces Macavity as a ginger cat. As he is tall and thin, one will know that if he sees Macavity, he will find Macavity's eyes are sunken in deeply. His eyebrows are deeply lined with thought. That is make him look like a villain, because he is always in deep thoughts or making plans to wreak his atrocities anywhere. His head is dome-like. It is round in shape. His coat is dusty, means his furs, his hair on body are dusty. And his whiskers, that is long stiff hair grown near the mouth or nose area, look like mustaches, are badly tangled, means they are not combed properly, as Macavity has no time to smarten himself or come out of his evil thoughts and think about his own well-being. Macavity keeps swaying, means moving his head from one side to the other, to and fro, okay, like a snake. when it dances, when he is in search of some prey. He is so alert that in sleep also he is found awake, or he remains in a complete sense. Now the fourth stanza. Macavity, Macavity, there is no one like Macavity, for he is fiend in feline shape, a monster of depravity. You may meet him in a by street, you may see him in the square, but when a crime is discovered, then Macavity is not there. Now the meanings of difficult words. Fiend means devil. Feline means species or family of cat. Depravity means immorality, moral corruption, immoral. By street means side street. Square means an open space in the center of a town where roads or streets meet. Now the meaning of the paragraph. In fourth stanza, the poet says that there is no one like Macavity. In his devilishness, as he is an evil spirit, in guise of or disguise of feline, means cat shape. He is a monster of depravity, means he is morally corrupt. Macavity is a monster of wickedness. He may be seen in a by street or in a square, plaza, open place. But when people discover a crime over there, Macavity is found nowhere. He finally vanishes away and cannot be found at the crime scene. Now let's talk about the poetic devices in the poem. And first comes the rhyme scheme. What is the rhyme scheme? Actually, rhyme scheme is a poet's deliberate pattern. Deliberate means communication pattern, in which he just talk with the reader, with his reader. Okay, so it's a poet's deliberate pattern of lines that rhyme with other lines in a poem or a stanza. The rhyme scheme or the pattern can be identified by giving end words that rhyme with each other for the same letter. You can notice and learn how it is in the poem. The rhyme scheme of the poem Macavity, the Mystery Cat, is A B B. It is a lyric poem. Okay, lyric poem means it can be sung with musical instruments. The rhyme scheme of the poem can be determined by looking at the end word in each line. So students, you also look at the end word in each line. The first line ends in the word paw. Can you notice? P-A-W, paw. And the second line ends in the word law. Because the two words rhyme, they both are given the letter A. The third line ends in despair and the fourth line ends in there. These two words, despair and there, don't rhyme with the first two words, paw and law. So they get the letter B. So far, we have a rhyme scheme of A B B. Okay, and that exists for the whole of the poem. So the rhyming scheme of the poem is A B B. Now let's talk about the poetic devices used in the poem. So what is a poetic device or literary device? Literary devices are tools which a poet uses in the poem to enhance either rhyme or the meaning of the poem or the emotions that the poet puts into the poem. So these tools can be alliteration, simile, metaphor, exaggeration, refrain, repetition, and so on. Now let's see which poetic devices has T.S. Eliot used in the poem Macavity the Mystery Cat. So, T.S. Eliot uses many literary devices, techniques to make the poem appear humorous to the readers. Instead of using a human as the main character, he uses a cat and attributes human qualities to it. So the first one poetic device used by the poet is personification. Personification is used to give human-like attributes or characteristics to either an object or an animal. In other words, if an object or an animal behaves like human, talks and thinks like human, there is personification used in the poem. As far as this poem is concerned, the entire poem is personified. Macavity is completely personified by the poet because the poet treated the cat, Macavity, like a human being. He means the poet uses the word he for the cat Macavity, who is a hardcore criminal. So the whole poem has poetic device personification. Okay, now the second device used by the poet in the poem is repetition. The lines Macavity is not there. You can notice. First of all, you must know what is the repetition. Repetition is a literary device that repeats the same words or phrases a few times to make an idea clearer and more memorable. There are several types of repetition commonly used in the both prose and poetry. The first you notice in the poem, you can notice the line Macavity is not there. Stanza 2, you can notice the line Macavity is not there in orange color. Fourth line, then you can also notice it at last, but I tell you once and once again, Macavity is not there. Okay. So this line has been repeated a number of times at the end of every stanza almost of the poem, to emphasize on the fact that the cat is too clever to be caught. In stanza 2nd and 4, the very first line, Macavity, there is no one like Macavity. Notice, very first line, Macavity, there is no one like Macavity. Notice the line in brown color in stanza 2nd, then in 4th. First line, there is no one like Macavity. Okay, the very first line is another line which is repeated in the poem to highlight the fact that there is only one criminal mastermind, and that is Macavity alone. Another poetic device or figure of speech used by the poet is alliteration. So alliteration is the repetition of the same or similar kinds of sounds. Please take a note. I'm saying sounds, not the letters, not the alphabets. Okay. And it is at the beginning of the words or in stressed syllables. Alliteration is used when you have two back-to-back words which have the same initial. There should not be much difference between the words. It is used when you have two, TWO2, back-to-back words which have the same initial sounds. Now there can be exception in this alliteration. Some feel that alliteration is the repetition of a letter, but a letter or an alphabet may sound differently in different words. So generally we take the repetition of sounds. For example, in a very first line of first stanza. Macavity, mystery cat. Okay, ma sound is repeated here. So it is alliteration used here in the line. Alliteration is also used by the poet in line 3rd of 3rd stanza. It is not highlighted, but you can notice, I'm saying for you, alliteration is also used by the poet in line 3rd of 3rd stanza. I'm reading the line, his head highly. Can you notice? It has not been highlighted, but you can see it's the 3rd line. His head is highly. So here her sound is repeated, and thus is the example of alliteration. In line 5th of the 4th stanza, 3rd stanza, same stanza, side to side. You can notice in red. Okay, side to side. Initial sound sir is repeated, and is the example of alliteration. Now the next poetic device or figure of speech is used by the poet is exaggeration or hyperbole. Okay, so what is a hyperbole? A figure of speech that uses extreme exaggeration to make a point or show emphasis. In literature, hyperbole will often be used to show contrast or catch the reader's attention. Understand? So there are certain lines in the poem which exemplify the device, like line 3rd of 1st stanza. Notice the line 3rd. Okay. He is the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying Scot despair. So these lines have been exaggerated here. You can notice them in blue. Understand? He is the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying Scot despair. And line 3rd of 2nd stanza has been exaggerated. He breaks the law of gravity. His powers of levitation would make a fakir stare. These are the examples of hyperbole or exaggeration. One more example is also there in the last stanza, that is line 2nd of the last stanza. He is a fiend in the feline shape, a monster of depravity. So these are all the good example of exaggeration or hyperbole which have been given for Macavity. There is one more figure of speech used by the poet, and that is simile. So what is a simile? Simile is a figure of speech in which two dissimilar or different objects are compared, and the comparison is made clear by the use of words like so as, such as, like, so as, and so on. So here in the poem, the poet uses simile in stanza 3rd, 5th line. Note down the 5th line. He sways his head from side to side with movements like a snake. The line is bold. It is in bold letters. Okay. Is a fine example of simile in the poem. Here two different things are compared. That is Macavity's head, which moves from side to side, and the movement of the snake. The snake also moves from side to side. It sways when it catches the prey or food. Okay, so these two different objects have been compared here, and this is the example of simile. So that's all about the poem McCavity the Mystery Cat. Thank you so much.